So many young people, myself included at one point, were trapped in hedonism. Let me show you how I broke free from that. Watch this.
Our young people are being infected with this insidious mentality every single day. There is the philosophy of hedonism, the idea that pleasure is life's greatest good, the highest goal, the highest objective of the human person, to be sought above all else. At the same time, suffering, sacrifice, anything that stands in the way of pleasure is the worst of all evils, to be avoided at all costs.
I'm smiling because he is so correct. He speaks well. And the thing is that when I first read the gospel and Jesus told me that you must deny yourself to carry your cross, a heavy, heavy burden daily, and to follow him, living for lust of the flesh, for fornication and adultery, living for idolatry of money. I read that and I'm just like, this is the antithesis of what I want to do with my life. I don't know if I could do this, but the thing is that hedonism is literally a massive gateway and portal for demons to give you addictions, to trap you into the pleasures that come in this wicked world. And I literally had to get into such a point where these addictions caused me to be anxious, suicidal, and depressed, to the point where I wanted to take my own life at the barrel of a P365 macro. So, with that being said, I got to such a point where I humbled myself and said, this is completely stupid. I am destroying myself. Proverbs chapter 6 verse 24 says, he who commits adultery with a woman destroys his own soul. I destroyed my own soul with the 7 deadly sin of lust and greed, to where I almost wanted to take my own life. But I dropped to the floor. I pleaded out and cried in sorrow and tears and said, I don't want to live this way anymore. Christ, not my will be done, but your will be done. And now it's very easy for me to deny myself, to carry my cross daily, and to follow him, because I've been doing it for so long. It's like lifting. When you first start, it's very difficult. But when you first start to get acclimated to it, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And it's so easy to the point where it's almost effortless. This is lightweight. I sound like Ronnie Coleman. But the thing is that another verse that I want to give from me to you, besides the one in the Gospel, is one in the Ethiopian Bible in 3rd Maccabeon chapter 10, verse 29. I'll just read it out for you, and I'll end this video off. I want to keep this short. The 29th verse goes like this: refuse the joyful pleasures that are in this world, that you might be joyful without measure in the kingdom of heaven, with joyful pleasures that will never end from today until eternity, with those who believe in the resurrection of the dead. Let glory and praise be due to Yahweh forever. It literally says for us to refuse the joyful pleasures that are in this world. You're making a trade-off. You're denying yourself. You're carrying your cross. And you have your eyes set on the ultimate prize. Colossians chapter 3 verse 2, St. Paul says, focus your mind on things that are above, not things of this world. To a hedonist, that sounds like blasphemy. But this is what you must do in order to have the ultimate purpose to this life. Being a former hedonist is not even appealing to me whatsoever. The Holy Spirit has literally changed my desires to where the only thing I desire these days is to do his will, to tell people my testimony, to preach the gospel, to let people know the good news, and to ultimately live and serve for his purpose, no matter how many women I obtained. 3, 4 women I was seeing on a rotation a week. I always wanted more. I was never satisfied. No matter how much money I got, I always wanted more. I was never satisfied. That cup was never full. But Jesus Christ is the only one that filled those cups fully and literally had it overflow of contentment. So after being fed up because I destroyed my own soul to where I want to take my own life, I decided to empty the cup of the world and to fill it with the Spirit instead. So that's what I did personally. But you need to humble yourself. You need to say enough is enough. But if you are so happy and content with your addictions, that's your free will choice. I've made my choice. And now I want to refuse myself for the joyful pleasures that are in this world, because 80 years of life here in this world, in comparison to the big picture, the biggest picture of them all, for eternity, is like a blink of an eye. 80 years and it's gone. In comparison to eternity, it's not even a fraction of anything significant. So ultimately, my eyes are set on the greatest prize of all, and that's my great king. So if a demented demonic man like myself can do it, I know you can do it too. I'm rooting for you. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe. I thank you for the support, and I hope you all have a blessed day. All glory to my great king.